Hello, my name is Trydar. Today I'm going to be showing you how to build the Leaning Tower of Pisa in Minecraft. Let's get started. So let's start by taking a closer look at the tower. As you can see here, it is extremely leaning over in this direction. It's leaning about 5 degrees off the vertical, which is about as far as it ever leaned over. I think it's actually been pulled back in recent years. But if it went any further over, as you can see, it was just going to fall straight down, of course, giving it its famous name, the Leaning Tower. Of course, in Minecraft, it looks more dramatic because we have all of the Minecraft lighting and everything. Now, as you can see over here to the left, there is a straight version, and this is the version that I built first. And after that, what I did to make this one was I didn't build this one by hand. I did build that one, but over here to get the leaning version, what I did was I took the straight one and I loaded it into the amulet editor, and it has a free rotate function, so I used it to push it 5 degrees off the vertical, as you can see here, over in a 45-degree diagonal direction to make it look extra dramatic and everything. And I just hit enter and let the computer do the calculation work on that. As you can see, it's mostly the same design, but of course it does have the effect that it is leaning over. You can also see down here that the base has sort of sunk into the ground on this side, which would explain why it is leaning. Of course, that's exactly why the tower is leaning today, because whoever built that didn't know a whole lot about foundations, and they didn't build it big enough or deep enough, so the whole thing started to sink. Actually, they only built a little bit of it before it started to sink. And then it stopped, and then they started building a little bit more, and then they stopped, and then they've eventually built a little bit more until they got all the way to the top. But that took quite a number of years for them to do. I think it might have taken over 100. I'm not quite sure on the exact length of that. But of course, the Leaning Tower of Pisa is supposed to be a bell tower for the Pisa Cathedral. So up here, we of course have some bells. Well, I mean, they did look like bells when I made them. Of course, over here, if we want to go take a look at that real quick. Of course, the bells got a little distorted when everything leaned over, as they would naturally do. But as you can see here, we do have some bells up here at the top. If you want to, you can even hang a bell with a chain and everything down here as well. Instead of just having the one block of cut copper here, you could substitute that with one of those bells from the villages and everything. That'd look really nice, I think. And of course, as near as I can tell, they didn't put a roof on it or anything. I always thought that the design kind of called for having a dome up here on the top, but they don't seem to have added that. I think they might have done that originally, but you know, with the leaning problem, they probably decided to cut their losses on it, I would think. But anyway, back here over to the leaning version. That's the one we're going to be doing first, because I assume you're all here for the leaning version. So we're going to be doing the leaning version of the tutorial first. And at the end, I'll double back and we'll come back and do the straight one. That one's going to be a lot easier to do because once we get to this section here, all we'll have to do is stack that up 6 more times. And then we just have to do this. So we just have to do this section, the middle section, and the base. That's not so for the leaning version because every block on this has been, as I said, pushed off the vertical, which means all the blocks have been recalculated to unique positions. Now we can also see that some of the columns in the building are they're under quite a lot of stress, being bent all out of shape and everything. A lot of them still ended up being straight, kind of. But all the capitals have been pushed off and some of the entablatures have been bent and everything, as you can see here. And it gets progressively worse and more mangled as we get all the way down to the bottom. You can see this poor column here has just been twisted in the middle quite a lot. Now, the interior of this version here, it's just got a, well, you can't see that. There we go. The interior of this version here is just a plain cylinder. The other one I'll show you in a moment. The reason I left it like that is because we're going to have enough trouble building the tower as it is, so I decided to dispense with some of the extra details that are in this model. Most notably, the extra details I've included in this here is a double corkscrew staircase, just like so. So you can start either down here or over there. And as we go up to the top, we just have a double corkscrew going all the way around. I believe the interior of the actual Leaning Tower of Pisa is structured a little bit differently. But when it came to the interior, I decided to take a little artistic license with how it was built. Why are you in here? How it was built exactly. But the exterior is otherwise just the same. But that staircase isn't present in the leaning version. This one's a bit more faithful than that one is. So with the tower here, what you see is pretty much what you get. As accurate a version of the Leaning Tower of Pisa as I can make. I think this is the smallest size of Pisa Tower I could make and have it be anything resembling accurate. Because of the size of these columns here and their various spacing. To get those to be correct and everything, that took quite a bit of fiddling around with getting that set and everything. So this is the size I ended up with. And I think it looks like a reasonable facsimile. Well, you know, Minecraft. It's as reasonable as we can do with some blocks. Now, if you want to make one of these for yourself, you're gonna need a small palette of materials, but you're gonna need a lot of materials. So you will need 10,916 blocks of diorite. That's for all the columns and the detail work and everything. The main body of the tower is, of course, made up of cobblestone, of which you will need 56,891. Now wait, don't stop watching the video yet. I think if some sections you build hollow, like a lot of the tower I built solid, but as we go, if you build like only the outer shell and build everything hollow, I think you can get away with maybe half this amount of cobblestone. So bear that in mind as we go. For the details, though, you will need 3,124 blocks of stone bricks. For the bells, you need 57 blocks of waxed cut copper, unless you just use, actual bells. 866 stone brick slabs. 3,124 stone brick stairs. You're going to need all those. 1,012 cobblestone stairs, and 25 oak fences or chains. These are for the bells up there at the top that we saw. You can use chain if you want to, though. And 43 cobblestone walls for some of the detailing. All right, so all told, not too bad on the list of materials, except for the 50,000 blocks of cobblestone. 10,000 blocks of diorite, though. You are going to need pretty much all that, though, I think. Before we start, of course, the tutorial is formatted in my usual way. We are going to be taking this building one slice at a time and sort of 3D printing it from the bottom up in one block increments. Because the dimensions for the building, let me give you those here. The dimensions are 59 by 59. That's where the red wool is here, I think. Yeah. And 128 blocks tall. So we have 128 discrete phases to go through that are all rather large. So as you can tell, this is going to be quite a long tutorial series to do, because we're going to be including both versions, because I know some of you are going to want to build that version over there. But I assume most of you, of course, here for the leaning version, so we're going to do that one first. And we're going to start on it today, of course, with the foundation. And I should also mention, if you're just here for the download, it is of course available in the video description for both Java and Bedrock versions, so you can download this entire world I have here with both versions in it and all the slices and materials list and everything for you to use. If the video is not enough and you just need the build itself, you can have that, of course, at no charge, as is usual. Let's see. Let's try and start at this side here in the middle every time as we go through the phases. So for this first video, I'm going to try and get through some of the phases to get the foundation started, because I'm sure you have a lot of materials to go. We're going to try and get maybe that far today. We have quite a lot to go after that. So, now the red box here, you don't really have to lay that out. We just have to get this foundation set here. So it doesn't really matter where you place your first block here. So I'm going to use a little red carpet to count things with. And for this, let's go back over here for a moment. For this, as you can see, we're going to start here and we're going to lay the foundation. So some of the blocks that are going to be hidden underneath this, like you see, all the blocks that are only one block tall, all the rest of this under here for the foundation are going to need to hide. So if that pretty much starts where you see all this cobblestone coming through here, as well as quite a bit of this diorite. You'll see clearer over here when we start going to the second phase, just how little you need to build over here, and all the rest of this can be hollow. So I'm going to go around and we're going to count out the circumference for the foundation, starting with this block here. So that's going to be 1, and then 4, 3, then 1 here, 1 there, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 3, 1, 2, 1, 3, 3, 4, 5, and then a long line of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then 4, 2, 2, 2, and then 1. 2, and then a diagonal of 1, 2, 3. Then 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, and 4. And then a long line of, is that going to be another 10? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Nope. 4, 2, 2, 2, 1, 2, and then a diagonal of 1, 2, 3, and then 2, 1, 2, and then 2 here, 3 there, 3 here, 1, 1, and what? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2. And then a long diagonal of what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then 2, 2, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then 1 to get us all the way back to where we started. Of course, the block that you want to be placing is, of course, not the red carpet. You want to be placing the block that is directly beneath the red carpet. I'm just using the red carpet as sort of a laser pointer. Just a counting device, because it's a high contrast block compared to the diorite and the cobblestone and everything, so it's easily visible. So let me just go up here and give you a top-down view of everything we've just done, like so. And let's move on to the next phase. So I think in that phase, all you want to do is you want to make just all the blocks below there with the red carpet. You want to place those. And on this phase here, you will more clearly see all the ones that you need to be placing behind that. So for this one, I think for the entire base, for all these little steps here, we're going to have to do all the counting for that. So this is the block that we started with. So you want to come 2 blocks back from that, 1, 2, and go over 1, and then place 2. And then place 4, and then 2, and then 1, and then 1, and 1 here, and 1 there. You can see behind this, all you need to do for the filler is just start placing a bit of cobblestone and then just a bit of diorite here and there for the accent details. And then 2, 1, 1, 2, and then 1. So over here you can see that you're not going to need to be placing any blocks behind this in the first phase. You can leave all that hollow. And as we go up, it's going to hold true again for this next phase over here, because as you can see, all of this back here, all the blocks that are underneath the third level, you don't need to place either. So you may have to do a bit of back and forth between these first several phases, skipping around back and forth in the video to get everything exactly correct. But these are just the stairs at the bottom, so it's not critical. that you get these correct. Just get the what I'm counting with the red correct, and the other stuff will take care of itself. All right, so 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then this here is going to be another 10, right? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. And then for this part, as you can see, you want to go around and place these blocks directly on top of the ones we previously placed already. This already counted up for you, so there's no real reason to do that again over here. And once you get back to here, we want to count for 4, 2, and then 2. 2, 1, 2, and 1. And then here, we need to cut back in, count for 2, 1, and then 1 again, 2, 1, 1, 1, and 1. Then 2, 4, 2, and then a long diagonal, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then here, 3, we're using a bit of stone bricks now, because these are the base of the base of these columns right there at the bottom is what we're building right now. And then 2 here, 3, 2, 1, and then 2 here, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. Well, this is a diagonal of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that will bring us back to our starting point here. So let me go back around this and give you the top-down view of what you need to place behind that. Right there. And then back over here, we want to place some diorite. I think this is going to be 5 blocks of diorite thick in general, in most places. Just like so. I'm not going to count it, but I'm just going to quickly place this line here so you can see that and count it in your head maybe. Like that there, and then everything behind that is going to be cobblestone. And of course we had some detailing over here as well. All right, and behind that you can pretty much ignore all that back there. We just want us to be building the shell as we go. This is where you can save a lot of diorite and cobblestone by leaving the base hollow. Like I said, off of that massive 50,000 something bill of cobblestone, we want to try and use our materials a bit more economically if we can. So here is where we started at the start. Then we did this, and now we're just going to go straight back, I think. So we want to count back from here, counting this here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this will take us to our next column base. We have our little doorway entrance now, just like so. And then from here, we want to count for 2, and then back over to the doorway, 2 diagonal there. Then 1, 1, and then a diagonal of 1, 2, 3, 2, and then 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, diagonal, and then 2, and then 2. I'll come back. We'll take a look at the measurements for everything behind that after we count out this first part. 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 4, and wait, 5, sorry. And then here you can see this is the same 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 before. And you just want to go around and stack cobblestone up on top of all this back here before. Just like so, straight up here. And now this is diorite here. And then 4, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, no. Well, 2 diagonal. 2, 2. Then 2, 3, 4 diagonal there. And then 2 here. Straight 4, 1, 2, 1, 1. And then 3. Then 2, 3. And then 3 diagonal. 2, 2, 3. 3 here. 2 there, and then 1 here and 1 there. And that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then here for this 1, 2, 3, 4 diagonal, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 to get us all the way back to our starting point. And we do have, I'm not really sure why that gap is there. Does that gap need to be there? Let me check and see why that's there. Okay, that's the interior floor. Yeah, that does need to be there. So we want to go back to this point here and add in this little indentation here, because this is the middle of the floor of the tower. Well, it's not it's the side of the floor of the tower that's leaning off in this direction, just a little bit down that way. Of course, you could just fill that all in straight if you wanted to. It's not too big of a deal. Where were we at? Let's see. So behind here, we can see we want to add 4 blocks of cobblestone, and then make the rest of that diorite all the way back to that point there for our entranceway. And then back here, we want to have diorite, pretty much all of this except for this little bit of cobble right there, and this little raised section over here. All right, and there's nothing on the back, so let's start back here and take a look. We should already have this at the front around here. So we just need this little side section right there. And the little side sections back here. And of course, as we go, do feel free to pause the video and take as much time as you need. The tutorial is designed to be paused at any point for you to look and replicate what you see. So we're starting on another phase, still on the foundation. So we started at this point again, and then we went to here. We counted back to this. So for this point, all you need to do is just go straight back up with a cobblestone there, and then count for 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, 3 diagonal, and then 1 here, 2, 2, and then 2. Then what? 3, 3, 2, 1, and then there's going to be another 10 block long thing here. And then behind here, we got a little bit of diorite, and then the rest you know what to do. A little bit of diorite here, and there. Except now we've got 1 block over here, so I think this would be 11, but we're going to stop at 10 right here. And count for 1, 2, and then 3, 3, 2, 2, 2, and then 1, 2, and then 2, 3, well, 3 diagonal, 2 there, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, and then 4, then 1, 2, 1, 1, 3, and then here we no point in placing the carpet. We've got some stairs right here, 2 stairs, then 2 stairs here, and then 1 block here, and then 3, and then 2 stairs here, and then 1 stair, 2 blocks, then 1, 2 more stairs here, there, and here. And then what, counting from here, it's going to be what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And now we've got a little bit of the interior of the tower, so we need to keep counting around. For 1, 2, 2 diagonal, 2 again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 2, 1, and then 1 here. And then we want to count out a long diagonal of what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And then 1 here, 2, 2, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. then one here, and then we're back to where we started at. All right, so let's take a look now at the exterior detailing. Around the right side, and now let's swing around the left. And there we have it. So we can kind of see at this phase now, we have a little bit of the footprint of the tower over in this direction, because this is the direction it's leaning in. So of course, this section of the foundation has sort of come up out of the ground, and we have this section has sunken in. So that's the effect we're going for. And I think we can go on to the next phase here. You can kind of see how the algorithm worked to bend the tower over. You can see, because I set it to be 5 degrees over and at an angle of 45 degrees also. That's why we have all these lines here at the base. You can kind of see the little artifact of the pattern that it made to give us our leaning tower. Off in the distance here, we can just see, if we use our little cursor, we can just see that it is ever so leaning just over. So our cursor touches up here, but if we go straight back down, of course, we can see there's some distance here at the bottom. Pretty cool effect, I think. So next phase. So I think once we get past doing the foundation here and we get onto the tower itself, I think we can dispense with the carpet. But we're not quite to that point yet. So over here, let's start now here on this block at the doorway. So as you can see, you want to start placing some stairs here, there, and there. There's one back here as well, but I don't think that's even visible. Then some cobblestone here and there for this. I don't really think I need to keep saying 1 and 2 so much. There, of course, that was the 6th diagonal. Then 4, 3, and then if it's just like a 1 or 2 carpet, save my voice a little. I'm not going to say that, but if it's like a 3 or more, I'll say it. And so this is going to be what? 1, 2, 3, 8, 3. And we got a little piece hanging out here. And then just here at the back, except this is all now diorite instead of cobblestone. All right, so it's 3, 8, 3, 4. 4 diagonal, 3, 5, and here we do have a 2, but we also have an upside down stair here. That's what these blocks are right here at the front, upside down cobblestone stairs. Upside down stair here and here as well. Small little detail might be missed. One here, and one there. And then from here, it's what? 1, 2, 3, 9, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 again. 7. And then from here it's 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. And that would be 9 to get us back to our starting block. Alright, so let's take a view of the interior here. As you can see, we just got a diagonal at this point across the floor. This is going to finish the interior of the floor, by the way. And then here we have the detailing for the side of the foundation out here. Mostly diorite on the exterior and then just some cobble. Let's go all the way back around it. Big flat part here. And that should be all of it. So let's back off and take a view of that here. As you can see, the footprint of our tower is slowly emerging from the foundation and everything. And this stretches off in the distance for just thousands of blocks, so it's going to be quite a trip. Don't know how many parts there's going to be to this series. A lot, probably. I'm thinking maybe 5. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, let's go ahead and do another part. So let's start here again. And start going around upside down cobblestone stairs here for those 6 blocks. And then just stone bricks here. Two 3s back there, and then a 4. And then what? 5 diagonal. And then a 4. 4. Several 2s. And then a diagonal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 there. And then this here, there, and there. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. Then 4. And I didn't forget this. Let's go back here. So to this point here, we want to come out and over. Right there. And along here. Like so. And we'll go back here. We need to turn back in. Count a diagonal of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 4, 3, 3, 3 here, 3, but 1 here. And then a diagonal of, that's a stair, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a stair here. And then here. Here we are on the other side of our door frame, so we want to go on the interior and count for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I think we got all the way around on that, on the previous count and everything. So good news, in the middle, all you need to do is just extend everything up based on the numbering you already have, just a big circle like that. You can also see that the foundation walls are quite thick with cobblestone and various things. So if behind this, if you want to, it's like, if you want to start leaving all of this back here hollow and everything, like I said, that you could do to save some of the 50,000 cobblestone or whatnot, all the way around here. That'll save you quite a bit of cobblestone. This is a big area that you can save the placing of cobblestone in. However, if you do that, do remember to light it up as you go. You don't want an unintentional Pisa themed mob farm. Although that might be rather cool, but maybe you do want an unintentional Pisa themed mob farm. So here we have, of course, the next section of all of this around here. Go over it very slowly. I think we are almost done with the base and the stairs and everything. Once we get through with this messy part here, we can make more vertical progress. Let's do another phase for today. So let's start over here at this point again over here in our door frame. And then we have a block back there and then some stairs. Like so, 4 there. And then it's along here. Four there, and here, 3 there. I think you're gonna need a block there. 3, 4, 5. And here we have a little bit of diorite. Right there, you need all those blocks. Because these are almost out of range. These are these diorite columns. Right there. And as the Tower of Pisa fades off into the distance, that's the last we're going to see of it for a while until we get all the way down to the end. And just 2 by 2. And back to our door frame, and you already have the measurements for the interior of this. No changes in there on that for the moment. Of course, it is going to change as we go up. It's going to start twisting over like the rest of the tower. And let's go back over here and take a look at the final part of the base. Of course, we just want to have the diorite here. The diorite here that fades into cobblestone to attach to the building and everything right there. I'll just point that out to make it extra clear. Right there. And then that phase there will be complete. We have now done the entirety of the base. You can see a little bit more clear over here. You can see how the base is falling over, sort of, it's sank into the ground. And from this point onwards, that part is done. So we will only be focusing on the body of the tower and everything in itself as it fades at a distance. But that's going to be all the time we have for today. I'm sure you have a lot of work to do with farming materials and choosing a place in your world and getting through the first several phases for the foundation and everything. So I want to thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.